Okay, all right, masters. Welcome, welcome for this beautiful session today. So today is our master class, and we are going to invite our special guest today. So I am going to introduce a great master. So dear masters, please join this whole session. Do not miss this wonderful wisdom. Okay. So it is my absolute honor to welcome and introduce our very special guest, Parinitha Patri, daughter of our beloved Brahmarishi Patriji. And she is founder of Swag, SWAG, Save Water and Go Green. Parinitha Patri carries forward her father's profound spiritual legacy with a beautiful blend of wisdoms, compassions, and youthful passion. Through her work with Swag, she is spreading powerful awareness about conscious living, environmental care, and our responsibility towards Mother Earth. Her dedication to guiding individual, especially the youth and all people, towards that meditation, mindfulness, and eco consciousness is truly inspiring. Through Swag, SWAGG, she is touching countless hearts and encouraging so many people conscious living, environmental awareness, and harmonious relationship with Earth. It is truly a blessing to welcome her and receive her insight and wonderful knowledge. Welcome, welcome, Parinitha ma'am.
Namaste, all. Welcome to ReInvent, the ninth edition of ReInvent in English. Very, very, very happy to be here amongst my friends, my masters, and my gods. So, thank you so much for joining in. And it's early in the morning in India. So I'm sure that many of you have joined from various parts of the world. And this is a global movement. PSSM is a global movement wherein it's spreading its wings of meditation, of vegetarianism, and of pyramid energy across the globe. And it's creating a huge wave, huge ripple of transformation in everyone's life. So this is what Brahmashri Patriji's vision is, and this is what we are all walking towards and working towards um, to create a meditative planet, a compassionate planet, and a planet full of pyramid energy. So thank you so much, my dear friends, my dear masters, my dear gods, and let's start today with a beautiful meditation. And let us all sit in a comfortable position. Please take your spectacles away, just keep it aside. And just fold your legs or cross your feet, clasp your hands, close your eyes, and start observing your breath. We can have wonderful music while we are doing meditation. So let us all completely be with our breath. Just observe your breath. No thoughts whatsoever, no chanting mantras, no imagination, only you and your breath. Just become one with your breath. Let us all just focus, observe our breath. Just relax your body, relax your shoulders, your neck. Just ease into that relaxing mode. Release all the stiffness from your body. and just relax. Observe your breath. seconds, my dear friends. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can gently place your palms together and place them on your eyes. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And gently now open your eyes, my dear friends. Let's open our eyes with a beautiful smile on our faces. For such a wonderful meditation, let us all clap for ourselves. Wonderful meditation.
Thank you so much, Parinitha ma'am, for such a wonderful meditation today. And let's clap and welcome ma'am for this beautiful time and wonderful meditation. And we are deeply grateful and honored to have you, ma'am, here today. And Parinitha, ma'am, is a founder of PSSM Swag, Save Water and Go Green. It's such a wonderful, wonderful, time, ma'am. And you're, you are going to inspire us not only once, so many people, so many masters here. So we are honored. And today ma'am will be going to guide us the topic. Okay, ma'am is going to guide us for that importance of speech, and how our words shape energy, reality and connection. It is our privilege to host ma'am here, and from her going to learn from her wisdom. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you, Shashiji.
Thank you.
Uh, so, yes, friends, um, we had a session in Hindi yesterday uh, on the same topic, and I wanted to share this with our English audience as well. So, that is why I'm here today again. Um, and this is something which is very, very important for all of us to learn and practice it in our life so that we become masters and we heal ourselves and help each other, you know, to grow and to evolve. And first of all, let us all thank Brahmashri Patriji for getting us all together, starting a beautiful organization called as PSSM, where we teach meditation, we spread meditation to every soul, every human being, whoever is breathing. Meditation has to reach everyone for free. It's a free thing. So that is what he started in 1990. And we, as pyramid masters, are all carrying forward and being the masters that he has created all of us to be and spreading the word of meditation everywhere. Yes, so without any further delay, my dear friends, I'd like to start today's topic, and it would be great if everyone would, be kind enough to switch on their videos so that I can, watch you and, so yes. So thank you, my dear friends. I'd like to start my presentation, and this is completely practical so that you can apply it in your life as well. So I hope everybody is able to watch or see the presentation.
Yes.
Okay, right. So yes, my dear friends, let us all start about the importance of speech. And this is the wisdom from Torquem Saradarianji. And if you don't know about him, please go to tsgfoundation.org to find out all about him. And you know, he has written more than 150 books on various topics so that you can learn from him. So, yes, my dear friends, this is today's topic, importance of speech. Please keep a book and a paper ready, handy, so that you can write down the things that feel that you have to work upon, or something that is important, or something that resonates with you. Please do that. That's a great habit to have, to just write down whatever you know feels right for you. So here it goes, my dear friends, and we all hear great gurus, great saints or great sages say that if if a person can control his speech, he can reach perfection. So isn't that right? And Vakshetra, which is the speech energy, is very, very important for all of us to understand that how speech affects us and the others. First, let us understand how speech affects us rather than others first. So, how our energy that we give out affects us in the first place. So, this is how, great masters and great sages or great saints have given us that wisdom that about Vakshetra. And Patriji had so strongly said that you have to use the right words, the right amount, to the right people, and everything, my dear friends. So that is what control of speech has on ourselves. So sound, my dear friends, is a creative energy. It creates, it destroys, and makes things progress. So everything that comes out of our mouth creates waves, creates ripples of energy. Sound is energy, my dear friends. So let us use our sound in a very creative manner, in a miraculous manner, in a beautiful manner, so that it helps us and it helps others as well. It uplifts us and it uplifts others as well. So, sound is very, very important. The sound that is coming out of our mouths should create and not destroy. And for example, if I say that, oh, you're such a beautiful person, what kind of an energy, what kind of an aura does it create within me and within you? If I say that you're a stupid person, what kind of an aura does it create within me and within you? How does it impact myself? How does it impact me? And how does it impact you? It doesn't mean that we are lying to each other. It just means that we are using our sound in a beautiful way to always speak about miraculousness, always speak about the facts, the reality. So sound is energy, my dear friends, and I would like to say that this is something which we all know, but we fail to practice. We all know this, but we fail to practice. And this is where we have to concentrate and focus upon. And the effects depend upon the motives. Motives. Why are we opening our mouth is very, very important factor whenever, sorry, whenever we are using the sound energy. Why are you opening your mouth? Why are you talking? Why is there a need to communicate? Why are you expressing? The why, the motive, the intention behind our speech is also something very deeply that we have to consider. That depends on our level of consciousness that we have at the time of the speech and on the accuracy, purity, and sincerity of our speech. How accurate are we? How pure is our speech? The intention sets the tone of the purity of the speech. How pure is our intention? What kind of accuracy do we have? Are we correctly putting our point across? How good is our speech? And sincerity, definitely, sincerity is very, very important. How sincere are we in communication, in sending out the word in the energy? Because whatever energy that we give out, it will come back to us. If I say that you're stupid, and somebody will call me stupid as well. If I say that you are a beautiful person, somebody will tell me that I'm a beautiful person. So all I'm saying is that you give out what you wish to receive. What do you want? You give that exact same thing to others. So we have to be very, very careful about the sound energy. Do not take this lightly at all. And each time we speak, what do we send? We send out sound, and it affects all our bodies centers, astral, which is emotional centers, and mental centers. We have all the seven chakras, and our expression, the glands that we have, it affects all our chakras as well. The words that we speak will affect our chakras, our centers. So let's be mindful, let's be careful of what we send out to space, because it will reflect the same thing back to us. Exact same thing. Not more, not less. Exact same thing back to us. Then we come to the main subject. There are seven categories of speech, my dear friends. Please write it down if you can, because this is very important. So we have seven categories of speech which we have to be very, very, very mindful about, and see and check ourselves. Find out which stage are we in, where are we headed towards, what is the next stage, where do we have to go. So I'm going to go from up to down, so you can analyze yourself. And there's no judgment here, just to assess where you are. You need to understand which class you are in, so which grade you are in, so that you know which grade you have to go next to. So as simple as that. So there are seven categories of speech, my dear friends. The first one being the inspired speech. What is inspired speech? Just imagine uh, the great Ramana Maharshi ji in front of us. How inspired his talks are. Vivekananda ji. When you hear the speeches of Bhagat Singh, you get so motivated, so courageous, so patriotic towards the country that, it inspires something in you. It moves something in you. When you hear to Patriji, what happens? Something happens, some magic happens. Oh, this is true. This is so beautiful that he's sharing. If you listen to Mother Teresa, so much of beauty and kindness and warmth from her speech. You become compassionate along with her. That is how the great people inspire. If you listen to any master, how inspired those speeches are. And let us strive towards our speech to become inspirational to everyone, including ourselves. Including ourselves. So when you start this inspired speech, what happens is that it brings to you reality, direction, clarity, beauty, visions, and revelations. This is what happens when you start practicing inspired speech. It grounds you. It grounds you and talks about reality and what is exactly happening, to see everything as they are, not as you look at it. There's mental clarity, and there's lots of beauty in your thoughts, in your vision, in your motives, in your speech. And when you start meditating, you get these visions from the higher centers, and you get it down to this earth and spread it across. That is the beauty that I'm talking about. And the revelations that come through meditation, when you get connected to these higher worlds, higher masters, that beauty, you are able to transcribe it here, and you spread it across. So for that to happen, you need to have a pure system, pure emotional system, pure mental system, to be able to get connected to the higher centers. If our systems are impure, we cannot take that higher revelations, higher visions. The first and foremost responsibility of individual responsibility is to purify our centers. For that, speech is one of the factors. And then higher forces guide us through such speech. They illuminate us, brings us to the ideas and visions of the higher world. Isn't it, my dear friends? Just imagine, you know, the great masters. For example, you can take anyone. For example, Oshoji or Rampaji or any great master, uh, Torquem Saradarian, Patriji. Uh, I mean, like any master that you can take, they are always connected. They are always online with the higher forces. They don't have to meditate to get connected to the higher forces. They're always in that online stage. Their Wi-Fi is always on. So that is how inspired speech comes, my dear friends, when you're always connected to that higher source. They don't have to sit and close their eyes to meditate to get connected. They're always in connection. And that is the stage that we have to aspire to reach, that there's no disconnection over there. So, such kind of masters, when they're always online, they are connected to the higher forces, and that is how inspired speech just flows through them and we get inspired by them. That is what is inspired speech, my dear friends. That is how you get connected, and you just become a medium of just, that flow from the higher centers. When I say medium, I'm not saying mediumship or psychism. It's just how you become a way of expression of the higher masters. That's all. So then, whatever you hear, whenever you hear the inspired speech, your inner mechanism begins to adjust itself, correct itself, and balance itself. So whenever you hear something about enlightenment or meditation or something, there's something happening, that system that moves inside, the system moves inside and repatterns itself, reprograms itself. Something happens inside which corrects itself, like just the pitching, the everything, that oiling and everything happens in the system. The machine is so set right. The patterns are set right. The alignment happens whenever we hear inspired speech. This used to happen to so many people, whoever used to listen to Patriji. Oh my God, isn't this so beautiful? Oh my God, I never knew about this. It clears all my doubts, all my questions. It elevates my understanding. It's so beautiful now. And the same thing that I used to look at, now I'm seeing it from a different perspective. And now I see the meaning of it. Now I know. It's the same thing that is happening, but our understanding has changed. A balance has been created. So the inner mechanism shifts when we hear or listen to inspired speech. When was the last time this happened to you? When was the last time this happened to you? Oh my God, this is so beautiful. This can't get better. This has really moved me. This has resonated with me. This is so beautiful. When was the last time this happened to you? And then we have the second factor, which is controlled speech. So I'm going from top to bottom. Inspired speech being the highest one. So the second stage is called the controlled speech. So when we talk, how controlled are we? How planned are we? How thoughtful are we? Is something that we need to ponder for ourselves. Are we having a controlled speech, planned speech, thoughtful speech? Whenever we open our mouth, mind you, my dear friends, whenever we open our mouth, it's not like, you have a job like 9 to 5, you be planned, controlled, and thoughtful, and the rest of the time, you like blah, 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 blah. We don't have a timetable for this. Because if you are being something, you are just being. That's all. You're not doing anything. So, second part is controlled speech, my dear friends. So, controlled speech is which you use after seriously thinking about what to speak. You think 10 times. And as you practice it, you don't have to think 10 times. You might have to think 9 times, then 8 times, then 7 times, then none at all. So slowly, 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 the controlled speech becomes you. You become the controlled speech. You become your speech. That is when you don't have to think a lot before you speak. You know what to speak. You have presence of mind. You have common sense. You have clarity. Everything you have when you practice controlled speech. And this doesn't come overnight. This is a practice that you have to do every single day whenever you open your mouth. And then this kind of speech is almost impossible for average people. And you can see in the video how that person is doing blah, 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 blah. This is what, if this is what you're doing, then let's put a pause over there and let's ponder about this. So we sometimes we open our mouths and the words just jump right, left, and center. Are we like this? Let's just check ourselves. There's no harm in checking ourselves and come to reality with what we actually are and where we have to go. As simple as that. So, planned, controlled speech is a balanced speech, and the consequences of our words are seen. So, just imagine if I say that you are a stupid person, what kind of impact does it have on me and on you? Just imagine. My aura gets polluted, definitely, and I'm impacting you by saying that you're a stupid person or an idiot or you're a senseless person. It impacts you and demoralizes you, degrades you. I look down upon you, and thereby you look down upon yourself. So we need to see the impact of our words on others. Just be mindful of how it affects everything around us and within us. So the results, we know the results, we get to know the results when our speech is controlled speech, planned speech, thoughtful speech. It has to be whenever your words or speech is controlled or planned, it is a balanced speech. You balance it out. Even if you throw words like stupid, it has meaning, it has purpose. The purpose is to uplift others and to realize, make them realize that they are at a stupid stage and the next stage you have to go. It has to be a constructive thing. Even if you say that you're stupid, it has to be a constructive thing. Because if somebody is doing a stupid thing, you have to say that you're doing a stupid thing, isn't it? You have to make them come to reality, come to senses. So that is how we have to make a balanced speech. And controlled speech considers the time element, my dear friend. The right time, the right person, the right moment, the right amount, the right place, the right words, everything is considered when you are into controlled speech, my dear friends. This is very, very important. The time element is very, very important. The amount, who are you talking to? What are you talking to? What are you talking? Why are you talking? How much are you talking? When are you talking? All these things are considered when you are practicing controlled speech. So then a person who uses thoughtful speech does not throw words like popcorn, but measures them and controls their flow. Are we a popcorn machine? I hope not. I hope that we are not popcorn machines inside, where once we open our mouth, we don't know how the words are going haywire, this way, that way. We don't know where our words are shooting. Let us not become a popcorn machine. Let us have a grasp, a hold of how we use our creative energies. And that is how you become a master. Slowly, slowly, bit by bit, step by step, you master yourself. And this doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice, it takes patience, it takes lots of energy, mindfulness, basically. So then, controlled speech is not the result of excitement or anger or fear or hatred or revenge or jealousy or separatism. If we have all these things, our speech cannot be controlled, planned, or thoughtful speech, because we are all going or expressing things according to our emotional instabilities. These are all emotional instabilities, emotions, and this is not the source from which our communication should happen. It has to be from the soul, which is balanced, which is beautiful, which is right. So, our communication or speech, I'm sorry, should not be from all these factors. If it is, please be mindful, set yourself right, and then again open your mouth. Then, thoughtful speech is up to date speech. How outdated are we in our thoughts, in our belief systems? In this era of artificial intelligence, in this era of ultra modern technology, if we talk about typewriters, how lame is that? We have to upgrade our wisdom, we have to upgrade our knowledge and be up to date for about everything. If I talk about typewriters and how beautiful they are, how beneficial they are, and how advanced they are, people will look at me as a crazy person. Oh my God, what is she talking about? This is the age of the AI. Come on. Typewriters are outdated. They're ancient. So our speech has to be up to date, has to be very, very realistic, very grounded, and up to date. That is very important. Then we have the third one as fabricated speech. Fabricated speech is imaginative speech. Oh my goodness, we imagine a lot of things in our life. If something happened, then we'd say, oh, this might have happened. That is why this happened. Oh, she must have said this. That is why this happened. She must have done this. That is why this must have happened. We imagine a lot of things in our life. Our imaginative faculty is so active that we forget to live in reality. Whether it be about the persons, about the systems, about the countries, about our experiences, about the future, about anything, about what happened to us, what happened to them. So many imaginations are coming, and we fabricate everything and not talk about how it exactly happened. We don't care. We just want to put our projections on what happened, our experiences, our pain, our fears, our past, our present, our future, our things into the what happened actually. So that is fabricated speech. You tell everything as they are, as they happened, period. So fabricated speech is full of lies, self interest, hatred, and imagination. So it is separative and destructive, definitely. So it's full of lies, my dear friends. And uh, you tell whatever you speak is always about you, and you project your hatreds and imagination. So there is something that I learned about lying, my dear friends. We all tend to lie about something or the other at some or the other time. So there's something beautiful that I learned about lies is that, so the more you lie, the more stressful you become. Lots of stress comes in. And okay, I do meditation right now. I become stress free. I become tension free and all. And open my eyes and I start lying again. I am again stressed. Again, I'm tensioned. And again, I meditate and again, I become tension free. So this cycle should not go on. So the thing that I learned about lies is that the more we lie, the more memory power goes off there, because we have to remember each and every lie that we told, whom we have told, what we have told, how much we have told, who were there around whenever I was lying to that person, and how do I cover it up whenever that person catches me, catches the lie that I told. So it's very stressful. Whether you lie to yourself or your friends or your family or colleagues or anything, it is very stressful. And that is why we come to meditation again, to become stress free. But what we do, once we open our eyes, again we start lying. There has to be a learning process, isn't it? So that is what fabricated speech is. It is full of lies and imagination and self interest and hatred. So we use this to have a separative interest. And then fabricated speech originates from separative interests. It misleads people and creates confusion, misunderstandings, and cleavages. Do we want that to happen to us? If you want that to happen to you, please do not give it to others. If you don't want this to happen to you, let us not give this to others, is what I'm trying to say. So there's an example which Torkam Saraderanji had said in this context, saying that there was a mother and a son who were going on a bike somewhere, and that boy saw an accident happen on the road. And that man who met with an accident was lying on the road, and people were attending to him. The doctors and the nurses were attending to him. And this guy, the boy just sees all that happening and goes home and shares to his friends that, you know what, I saw an accident today and the man died over there. But in reality, the man didn't die. He was just unconscious, and the doctors were attending him so that they can take him to the hospital. He was just lying unconscious. So we make up our stories. We make up our stories, and then, oh, this must have happened. This is how it has happened. This must have been the thing. That is why this happened. So we create our own imaginative stories to the realities and fabricate it. Sometimes it's very innocent. Sometimes it's very unintentional, but still it is fabricated. So let's stick to the facts. Let's see everything as they are and just talk as they are. Let's not fabricate with our own imagination things. Just understand yourself, how active is your imagination in fabricating things. 20% we live in reality, 80% we imagine, my dear friends. Is that the case with us or not? You judge for yourself. You assess yourself. 80% imagination, which comes from your past, pain, pleasure, experiences, and your own belief systems, everything. That is what is I'm calling about imagination. And then it creates darkness. We create darkness in ourselves when we practice fabricated speech. Let us not go there. We don't want that. We just don't want that. I'm sharing this subject with you so that you are aware of how speech affects you and either takes you to light forces or you become a vehicle of dark forces. As simple as that. Just as an aware thing. And then we have fourth one is mechanical speech. How mechanical have we become in our speech, in our everyday life? The I gave an example yesterday of Patriji in the Hindi session, saying that when somebody asks him, "How are you?" he gets very angry. He doesn't like anybody asking anybody, "How are you?" So the reason why "How are you" is very mechanical is that it's just as a token of courtesy that we ask the other person, "How are you?" It is a mechanical thing. And Patriji says that only if somebody has been sick or hospitalized or you really are concerned about that person, you ask how are you, not just like that. If you remember yourself asking the other person, you ask how are you and don't even bother to know the answer. You don't even care about the answer. You don't care what the other person says, but you just ask how are you, just for the heck of it. Just for the heck of it. Hey, how are you? I'm doing fine. How are you? Oh my God. So let us speak in a conscious way, because meditation teaches us how to communicate consciously and not as a mechanical thing. Let us not become machines where popcorn comes out. Let us become conscious beings with conscious speech and conscious motives, so that our speech becomes conscious and not mechanical. Let us not speak mechanically. So in this stage, the person acts like a machine, and it is his urges and drives that control the speech. And it is our negative emotions and glamours that control our words. So these things, if we have been acting like a machine, just observe your urges and your desires, or what drives you. Whatever drives you will control your speech. Whatever drives you. If your pain is driving you, it will control your speech. If your experiences are driving you, it will control your speech. If your belief systems are driving you, it will control your speech. If your glamours are driving you, it will control your speech. Whatever drives you will control your speech, my dear friends. And that is how you become mechanical. You become mechanical. And then it is his illusions, vanities, and habits that control his mouth. And it is in this stage that one exposes oneself to obsession, self obsession, self obsession. This is where it leads to mechanical speech, leads to self obsession. We are obsessed about ourselves, obsessed about the things that we speak. And we constantly keep talking about it like a tape recorder, because it's completely mechanical. Whenever Patriji used to teach meditation, it was never mechanical, it was very conscious. It was very present in the moment. The soul, everything was there in him, even though he used to do it several times. Even though he used to say that, do meditation, it was very, very, very enriching, very uplifting, each and every time that he used to do it, even though it is repetitive. So if the repetition is making you mechanical, please think about it. If the repetition is making you more and more conscious or vibrant or energetic, keep at it. Keep at it, because that is what is driving you. That is what is driving you. So let us not fall into obsession things, and let our desires or illusions or vanities drive us to control our mouth and become a mechanical yapper. And then we have hypnotized speech. We hypnotize ourselves with so many things, my dear friends. Our past hypnotizes us, our pain hypnotizes us, our fear hypnotizes us, our pleasure might hypnotize us. So, a small example that I can give about a hypnotized speech is that, see, when we are children and when we want to get drenched in the rain, what would our mothers say? Arey beta, don't get drenched in the rain. You will catch cold. So, irrespective of whether in reality we'll catch cold or not, we believe our mother's words and believe 100%, 1000% that if I get drenched in the rain, I will catch cold. So, that belief system makes sure that you catch cold if you drenched in the rain. So the mother's intention is not to hypnotize you, but to caution you. But how does it affect you? it creates a hypnotized instruction inside you. And that is how you speak to your children as well, because you're hypnotized. You will tell your children also that not to get drenched in the rain because you will catch cold. So this is what happens. It happens under the effect of hypnotism. You don't have to hypnotist to get hypnotized to happen have a hypnotic speech. It doesn't work like that. You actually hypnotize yourself, condition yourself in a certain way, in a certain speech. So many people in the world talk under hypnosis and they really do not know what they're talking about. Do you know what you're talking about? Do you know why you're talking? Do we know why we are opening our mouths? Why and what? What are we talking? Why are we talking? These two are very, very major questions that we have to answer to ourselves. Why am I talking? What are we? What am I talking? The why and what. Please, please, please put it in bold letters. Why am I talking? What am I talking? This makes you conscious. This makes you aware of your speech and makes you a master of communication. Then everybody would love to hear you, to be with you, to talk to you because you're such an inspirational person. How do I know that you're such an inspirational person? When you open your mouth. I will only know that you're such an inspirational person when you open your mouth. So, and then many people in the world talk under hypnosis and they really do not know what they speak. So, people are hypnotized through pain, through excessive pleasure, and through fear. All these things hypnotize us. Okay. And if I say pain, okay, pain, hypnotized speech. Okay, I got dumped by my boyfriend. Okay. Then I go tell everybody, don't fall in love. Your boyfriend will dump you. Okay. Don't do this. This will happen. So basically, you are being a tape recorder of how you have been conditioned or how you have been hypnotized by your pain, excessive pleasure, or through fear. So this is excessive pleasure where you feel you're at the top of the world and that can hypnotize you as well. And this is fear where it can hypnotize you as well. So then in all these conditions, the tape recording machine in the brain records all conversations going on around them, and this continues life after life. This happens mostly in our childhood where we are not, nothing is in our control. It just happens to us, and we record all the conversation in our subconscious mind, and we make it as a tape recorder, and that is how we live every life. And I'm sure that you do not want to live such a life. So then the sixth one is the slanderous speech. Gossiping, 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 gossiping. Always gossiping about others, talking ill about others. He did like this, she did like this, she talked like that, he talked like that, blah, 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 blah. Slanderous speech. We slander others. And Patriji said that gossiping is the cancer of the soul. And we all know that if cancer enters into our physical body, the physical body dies. So, what does it mean? Gossiping is the cancer of the soul. What dies over there? I am leaving it to your imagination because your imagination is very, very active, if I'm not wrong. So, let us not gossip even in our mind, even in our mind. Okay? Because whatever is in our mind comes to our speech. So even in our mind, let us not judge others, let us not complain about others, let us not blame others, let us not just gossip, let us just focus on our, you know, evolution, how I can uplift others, how I can raise my vibrations, raise my frequencies through inspired speech. So what does slanderous speech do? It is harmful and destructive and it leads to obsession. Just imagine this girl. What is happening to this girl when somebody is slandering her? And what is happening to them while they're slandering? You can just see. I'm just giving a cinematic picture so that you can see, relate to this in your real life instances. How does it affect this person? And how does it affect you as a person? So that is how it happens. It is very harmful and destructive. Let us not get into this. Okay. Sorry. All right. So every slanderer gradually opens his gates to entities which obsess him and use him for destructive ends. When we slander, we open our gates to the dark forces. See, I have become closer to you. You can come and enter me. So we open our gates to entities when we slander, when we have slanderous speech. We start, we start our work for the dark forces and not for the light forces. Inspired speech is working for the light forces, slanderous speech, and the next speech is trying to work for the dark forces. So you decide who you want to work for, who you want to work with, and then open your mouth. The last one and the most dangerous one is malicious speech. Much worse than slander. You're completely malicious, completely, you know, all your words, all your speech is filled with malice. So malicious speech brings into the world the influence of dark force, which eventually possess the person and use him as a polluting agent in the world. Do you want, do we want to be filled with pollutants with our speech? Or do we want to inspire the world to become better, to be better, to transform others? So we completely, in this stage, we completely become the dark force. We become the entity that spreads pollution, that becomes the pollution. Let us not go there. Let us stand in the inspired speech. And that is why we do meditation, so that it will help us master our speech, master our tongue, and help us gain the mastery over Vakshetra. So then finally we come to the beautiful practical steps as to how do we control our speech, my dear friends. Please, put these things down so that we become the first stage. We always should aim at the first stage, inspired speech. So how do we control our speech? Is these things. Please think before you speak. How many ever times it's the more you practice it, the lesser times you have to think. So think before you speak, my dear friends. You should always do this. Be very, very mindful and conscious of what you speak, how you speak, whom you speak with, how much to speak, where to speak, when to speak, why to speak, everything. So the second factor is speak only if it is necessary. Otherwise, just shut your mouth. So only if it is necessary, you open your mouth. Because if you open our mouths unnecessarily, you lose the value of your words. And nobody will value your words or your opinions or your whatever it is. Speak only if it is necessary. So then your speech must always be guarded by these five factors. Your foundation of your speech The foundation of your speech should be these five things, my dear friends. If it clears all these parameters, then your speech will be inspired speech. As simple as that. Your speech should be beautiful, filled with goodness, with justice, which is harmlessness, joy, and freedom. If your speech is guarded or the foundation is these five factors, your speech will be inspirational, nothing less than inspirational. Then try to speak only the essential, the right amount, just the right dosage is enough. One word is enough, one sentence is enough. You don't have to speak hours together to get your point across. Just the right amount. Just just put it across and you shut your mouth. Speak only the essential. That is what we need to learn from Patriji. He just spoke to the point and that's it. It's gone. The energy is gone. It has shot the target. Try to speak only the essential. And then exercise mental silence, which is, we all know, meditation. When your mind becomes empty, and that is how you go into meditation. And this is a very, very, very important factor to master our speech factor. Meditation is our only source of how we master ourselves in all the facets of our life. Meditation is the only solution for everything, even for our speech. And then the more you are yourself, the more value and credit your words have. I would like to repeat this. The more you are your real, true self, the more value and credit your words will have, my dear friends. You're not your past. You're not your belief systems. You're not your pain. You're not your pleasure. You're not your fear. You're not your hatred. You are your true self. And that is where your speech has to come from. Not from your wounds, not from your limited thought patterns, not from your limitations, not from anything, but it has to come from your true self. That is how you create value for your words, credit for your words. The credibility happens for there. And the more you're identified with your not self, the less value your words will have. As simple as that. You might want to ask, why are people not paying attention to me? Why are people not valuing my words? This is why. This is why. We should never say, oh, they are not listening to me. Understand why they are not listening to you, because your words are not having value or credit. If you build value and credit to your words, people will listen to you. Let's not blame others for not listening to us. Let's build our frequencies, our vibrations through meditation, through mindful living, through mindful talks, mindful speech, so that it creates value and it thereby helps us to become finally reach the stage of inspired speech. So, the factor that makes your words credible and effective is your true self, which should be your source of speech. Don't speak from your physical body. Don't speak from your emotional body. Don't speak from your mental body. Speak from your soul. Speak from your heart. That is should be your true source of your speech. So speak from your true self. That is where you will hit the right note. That will be music and not noise. So, yes, my dear friends, thank you so much. That is it for today.
Thank you, Parinitha ma'am. It's such a wonderful how beautifully you explain what to say, what not to say, and how to speak. It really matters a lot. And in your full whole speech, actually taught us exactly how to live, basically how to live, because we are using our speech every second, every minute, which is actually impacting us and impacting others, to kids or relationship everywhere, workplace also. So beautifully you put it. It's a power pack session. I really enjoyed that. I made my notes already. I'm going to check them back again. Thank you so much for here on this platform. And yes, thank you so much for your wisdom and this knowledge. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So, Parinita ma'am, we have 4 more minutes to go. So, if you are okay with that, we can take some questions. Okay, all right. Okay, masters. So, please feel free. This is the wonderful opportunity. Parinita ma'am is in front of us. So, if you have any questions, please open your camera and raise your hands and ask your questions. Okay.
Neha ji.
Yes, yes, Nehaji, unmute yourself, please.
Good morning, Shashiji. Good morning, Parinitha ma'am. And thank you
Namaste.
so much. Thank you so much. The session was actually very power packed and so inspiring. Like, I will not speak for others like me also. I just sometimes blabber out things, without thinking. But now I think after attending this session, I think I'm going to be more mindful about my speech, definitely. And it was an awesome session. Thank you so much, Parinitha ma'am, for this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Sneha ma'am. It
Yes,
was
and there's something else which I wanted to share with you. We all tend to keep talking on behalf of others, whether it be our friends or family, and we speak for others. And that is when Patriji used to tell us, you should never do that. See, for example, I will say somebody used to come to Patriji with a wedding card saying that, Patriji, you have to come to our wedding and you have to bring madam, the children, everybody to the wedding. You know what he would say? He would say, I can talk about myself. I can tell you that I will come. I cannot talk on behalf of my wife or my children. So he used to say, please go and ask madam, please go and ask my kids whether they will come or not. I will come. I don't know about them. So let us not talk on behalf of others. We have no right to do that. Even if they are your children, your husband, your wife, your parents, or your friends, or anybody, we don't have any right to speak on behalf of others. Everyone would have their own personal space, and we don't have any right to invade anyone's personal space by imposing, you know, by talking on behalf of others. So this is one thing which I missed out and I wanted to share. Thank you.
wow, wow, wonderful. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm really going to be very conscious. This, we will say like the beautiful word you put it, popcorn machine. Sometimes, we all are. Means I can say from myself, right? So yes. So this lesson is very, very full of wisdom. I think, masters, you don't have to just watch one time. I think we really have to watch this session once in a week, so then we can aware about our thoughts, about our speech. And yes, it is going to help us to live more better. Very nice. So it is 7:30, and yes, ma'am. And let's clap one more time, dear masters, for wonderful session and our beautiful and great master here. Thank you, ma'am, for coming here, joining us. Really.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. Please do meditation every day. Regular and continuous practice of meditation is very, very important because meditation is not therapy that you use it when you need it. Every day you have to do meditation, and that is what is very important. And please continue living on plant-based living. That is also very important for your soul, because we do not, we should not put whatever you put in your mouth, that is what comes out of your mouth as well. So you become what you eat. So let us not become violence, let us not become fear by eating meat, fish or eggs. And I would say, as a founder of PSSM swag, that let go of milk and milk products and honey as well, and become a completely ahimsic person. So yes, my dear friends, please be mindful and conscious of what you put into your mouth and what you give out as well. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Parinitha ma'am. Thank you all, dear masters. So see you again tomorrow, and keep doing your meditation. So good night and good day.